It began as a routine mission. I had been assigned to the outer research outpost on Virelia 9, a planet at the edge of human-colonized space. The skies were deep violet most of the time, streaked with twin suns that rose and set in unpredictable patterns. The air was breathable but carried a metallic tang, like iron mixed with ozone. Life on Virelia 9 was harsh. The colony survived by strict schedules, automated agriculture, and a reliance on a handful of scientists willing to work at the frontier. I was one of them. A junior xenobiologist, mostly unnoticed, performing routine scans of the local flora and fauna. The work was lonely but fulfilling. I didn't expect visitors, and certainly not one who would change my life forever. It was during the fourth cycle, as I analyzed the luminescent spores of a cave fungus, that I first saw her. She appeared at the entrance of the cavern, not stepping, but almost gliding. Her skin shimmered with subtle iridescence, a faint glow like moonlight on water. Her hair was a deep cobalt, flowing in a way that seemed impossible in the planet's low gravity. Her eyes were enormous, luminous, gold flecks swirling in violet irises that seemed to pierce my very thoughts. She carried no weapons, no visible tools. Yet the air around her vibrated with unspoken authority. "You are Elias Ward," she said. The sound was not loud, but I heard it in my mind as clearly as if she had spoken aloud. Yes, I stammered, taking a cautious step back. What are you?" "I am called Syrah," she said, her voice calm, deliberate. "And I have come for a choice." I blinked. "Choice?" "Yes," she replied. She stepped closer, and I felt a pull toward her, not physical, but mental, emotional. Her presence demanded attention, demanded honesty. "I have watched you for some time. I have observed your decisions, your integrity, your courage. And now, I want you to choose me." I laughed nervously. I don't understand." "Choose you for what?" "To stand with me," she said simply. "Tell everyone you chose me. And you will." The final words were not a request, they were an assertion of inevitability. The first days were disorienting. Syrah had come from a species far older than humanity, with abilities I could not begin to comprehend. She could manipulate energy subtly, altering the environment in ways that seemed natural. Machines responded to her presence as though aware of her commands. Even the plants she touched bent toward her will. And yet, she did not use her abilities aggressively. She did not compel me. She observed, she guided, and she waited. I tried to understand her motives. Was she royalty? A warrior? A scout? None of my human classification systems seemed adequate. All I knew was that she had entered my life, uninvited, and nothing would ever be the same. The colony murmured about her. Sensors flagged her as a high-priority lifeform. Communications officials demanded I report her, but I refused. Something in me understood that she would leave if betrayed, and I wouldn't let her go. One evening, as the twin suns dipped behind jagged peaks, Syrah sat next to me in the observation deck. The room overlooked a valley of glowing flora, the spores floating like fireflies. She was silent for a long time, studying the horizon, and I felt the weight of the moment pressing down on me. Finally, she turned to me. "Tell everyone you chose me," she said softly, almost as if it were a secret between us. I swallowed hard. I can't. People wouldn't understand. They wouldn't understand now," she interrupted. "But they will. Eventually. And you will not regret it." Her words struck something deep in me. I had been alone for too long, isolated on this distant world. And yet, the thought of choosing her, of declaring my loyalty, my bond, felt inevitable. My heart, mind, and instincts all aligned. "I choose you," I said finally, the words trembling but true. Her smile was radiant, a brief flash that lit the dim room. She reached out, placing her hand over mine. Energy pulsed subtly through the touch, not painful, not invasive, but undeniable. A connection formed, electric and silent, anchoring me to her presence in ways I could not yet fully comprehend. The following days were a test. News of my choice spread slowly, despite our isolation. Remote sensors flagged irregularities, and the colony's leadership demanded answers. Yet no matter how much pressure mounted, Syrah remained by my side. We explored the caverns together, mapped the glowing fungal networks, and communicated with the planet's subtle lifeforms in ways only she could interpret. I learned more about her species in those days than most humans could in decades. They were ancient, interstellar, and governed by subtle energies beyond our comprehension. Syrah herself was a diplomat, a guardian, and perhaps a kind of aristocracy I could not fully categorize. Yet she did not flaunt power, she only exercised it with precision and care, shaping outcomes without coercion. It became clear to me why she had sought a choice. Her species valued consent above all else, perhaps more than we could imagine. And she had chosen me as her equal, her partner, not subordinate, not subject. Conflict came unexpectedly. A rival alien faction, sensing Syrah's presence, descended on Virelia 9 with force. Ships tore across the skies, weapons charged. The colony went into lockdown. I feared I would lose her, feared that my choice might not be enough to protect her. But Syrah did not panic. She stood before me, eyes blazing. "Do you trust me?" she asked. "I do," I said without hesitation. "Then follow me," she said. We moved through tunnels and hidden pathways she had mapped long ago. Her abilities reshaped the battlefield subtly: energy shields, temporary rifts in space, illusions that confused our attackers. And yet, she never acted without my involvement. She asked me to make decisions, to take responsibility, to demonstrate that our bond was mutual. Together, we turned the tide. The rival faction withdrew, confused and overwhelmed. The colony remained intact. And I understood fully what she had meant when she demanded that I choose her. The choice was not symbolic, it was practical, vital, and binding. After the battle, the colony celebrated silently, unaware of the true nature of the events. Syrah and I stood together under the violet skies. "You have chosen wisely," she said, her voice calm but filled with warmth. "Not because you were forced, not because you feared, but because you wanted to. That is rare among your kind." I couldn't refuse, I admitted. Not when I knew this was right. She reached out, her touch again pulsing through me, anchoring me in ways I still could not describe. "And now," she said, "you will tell them. The universe will know that we chose each other." I nodded, feeling a surge of certainty. For the first time in my life, I felt truly aligned with another being, not subordinate, not equal, but perfectly connected. Months passed. Our bond became known to the colony, and slowly, to the wider interstellar community. Some were skeptical, some fearful, some awed. But we did not falter. Syrah taught me the subtleties of her species' communication, the nuances of interstellar diplomacy, and the ways in which consent, trust, and choice were far more powerful than coercion. Together, we began to reshape the relationships between humans and her people. The bond formed in that observation deck, solidified in trust and choice, became a bridge. And all the while, Syrah would glance at me, eyes warm, gold flecks swirling in violet, and whisper the words that had started it all. "Tell everyone you chose me." I did. And the universe listened.